Hey, what's up, everyone? Welcome back to the Circle Club. I'm Tyrone. Today, we're going to be talking about Cruella. Cruella. Man. I was not expecting to actually like this movie, and to my surprise, I'm sure everyone else was watching this did not have the same vibe as a Maleficent or some of these other villain origin stories. This is definitely not for kids. Let's just put that out there in the front. I was watching this and I was like, whoa, this is kind of dark. There's alcohol in it. It's kind of scary at certain times. But this movie is very, very funny. There's a lot of twists and turns in this movie that kind of you can't really predict. And it definitely gave me a lot of Devil's Wears Prada vibes. You know, it's like the intern works for that mean, evil boss. But then at the same time, like, the movie flips and it's like a heist movie at times. And then it does this whole, like, almost King Kong versus Godzilla, these two titans going back and forth. And all while that's happening, there's this story about, you know, essentially an orphan who's trying to find her way in life. And she finds these two guys who end up becoming friends with her. This movie was just absolutely amazing. I did not expect to like it, like I said, at all. The costume work was crazy. Like, you're watching this and you're like, geez, like, you're just thinking about the costume designers. You're like, what other creative, crazy design are they going to come up with? The music is done by Nicholas Bertel, who did, you know, Secession, Moonlight. That is one of the most underrated things I haven't heard a lot of people talk about. The music is really fantastic. Even the soundtrack choices work really, really well. But let's get to the star of this whole thing, Emma Stone. Emma Stone, I'm going to go on a limb here and say she's the Meryl Streep of this generation. You know what's funny is I originally didn't like Emma Stone. I saw her in, like, what was it, Easy A, and I was like, not really for me. You know, Gwen Stacy playing Spider-Man. I think it really wasn't her. It was kind of more the script I wasn't feeling. But I started going back to look at some of her filmography, and I'm like, she's been a part of some really big projects. Superbad, she did Zombieland, Easy A, she did The Help, Crazy Stupid Love, like I said, Gwen Stacy in The Amazing Spider-Man, The Croods, Birdman, Cabaret, which was her Broadway debut, and then La La Land, Battle of the Sexes, The Favorite. I forgot that she was in The Favorite. That's like one of my favorite movies. But Cruella, she did such a good job in this, man. I'm telling you, like, she completely embodies the character, and there's a sinister tone to her the entire time, but at the same time, you just, like, care for her. Like I said, there's that whole orphan thing going for her. One thing I've heard a lot of people say is that they don't like that Disney is kind of, you know, making these villains that we know, like Scar, let's say, for example, like, have an empathy, or they have a backstory, and you're like, oh, you know, maybe they're not so bad after all. Well, my response to those people is, I mean, we're not empathizing Hitler. I mean, this is a fictional character. You know what I mean? I actually like this approach because a lot of people complain about reboots and sequels and this other thing, but what's neat about the villain story is it's not really like, you know, Three Little Pigs told from the big bad wolf's perspective. It's kind of more just its own thing. So it's like, you know, the Cruella de Vil that you know, it's not really that same Cruella. This is like its own character. And honestly, it probably could be called something else and kind of still give you that same, wow, this is a really good film. But I think there's just too many similar elements, obviously, to Cruella de Vil, which would make you be like, this is a knockoff Cruella de Vil. She doesn't have the cigarette, which, again, cigarettes are bad. It's a different time period. That didn't bother me as much as some other people. Yeah, I mean, I enjoyed the fact that they kind of recreated and remodeled this new Cruella de Vil character. Another character that really stood out to me was Horace, played by Paul Walter Hauser. He was also in I, Tonya. He did Black Klansman, Defy Bloods, Cobra Kai. He's one of those side characters. He kind of plays the dummy or idiot, I guess you would say. But he comes in and has these great comedic beats, and he's just really, really funny on camera. And he has a presence where he doesn't seem to be, like, you know, overshadowing anyone, but he comes in, he makes those funny jokes that, you know, Disney often puts in, but it wasn't too cheesy. It was funny, it was good, and I really enjoyed him. I thought he was a very great character. The other star of this is Emma Thompson, who plays the Baroness, who is kind of the Miranda Presley, if you will, of this world, and who Estella, who ends up becoming Cruella, works under. The casting director should really get a shout out here because they did a fantastic job of finding out who works well together, and that's really what brings out this story and makes this story super fun. So that's Cruella. I really enjoyed it. I would give it a 5-star, honestly, out of 5-star. Now, before you go and freak out, let me explain to you our rating system. A 5 out of 5 means it was a great movie. It did something artistically different than we typically see. There were very few issues that don't take away from an enjoyable experience, and has rewatch value to it. So, to me, Cruella did exactly all of those things. Alright, so that's Cruella. Again, 5 out of 5 for me. Really enjoyed it. Let us know what you think in the comments below. And again, don't worry about what the critics think. Don't think about what your family or friends think. Just let us know what you thought. That's why our motto here at the Circle Club is just be you, because we don't really care about what everyone else has to say. If you like something, you like it. If you don't, you don't. Doesn't matter if it got a Best Picture at the Oscars. Doesn't matter if everyone else says it stinks. If you like it, you like it. And that's a review.